Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, yeah, this is the Ramble and I'm Alex Bennett, and well, we go until midnight tonight. Larry Bubbles Brown lives in San Francisco, California, and let's see, there's human feces all over San Francisco, isn't there?
There is, and they did clean it up for a week when the commie from China was here.
Yeah. Oh, and
they actually removed the homeless people. Actually disappeared. No one knows where they put them. Yeah. Now they're back.
Yeah. Oh, really? How did they get rid
Seriously, no one knows where they went. They rounded them up, and then they cleaned the streets up for the commie, and then he was here, and
yeah. Now, where you live, which is down in, I hate to say the name, Cow Hollow.
Uh-huh.
People always say Cow Hollow. I bet there were cows there once, I would imagine.
There were, yes.
And I would imagine it's a hollow. But
I never knew what a hollow was.
I never knew what a hollow was either. I don't know. But anyway, so you live down there in the marina where I lived, basically.
Right.
Is there that problem there? Are homeless camping out in the marina or on the marina green or, wherever? Or is that just other places in San Francisco?
There are a few homeless here, and they tend to get them off. Sometimes they'll camp out in the Safeway parking lot, and they'll have their tents there for a day or two, and then they're gone.
Are they forced out by Safeway? I guess Safeway is a grocery chain, folks. Do they push them out or what?
They must, yeah, and they have, and there is a lot. I was walking into Safeway the other day, and I see this guy come. He's got like 4 cases of beer, and he looked a little odd. And he ambles out, and then 5 seconds later, there's 2 security guards come running after him.
Oh boy, not fun anymore, huh? Yeah.
No, because you got the law out here is if you steal less than $950, they're not going to prosecute you.
They did that here in New York too. So I went up to my my pharmacy, and I'm walking through the store, through the drugstore, and there's nothing on the shelves. And
it's all locked up now.
Well, now it's all locked up, but it wasn't locked up at that point. And I said to my pharmacist, I said, "What's with nothing on the shelves?" And he says it all gets stolen, but we can't do anything about it because they won't prosecute them. And we're not going to go after them because we don't want to get them to, pull out a gun and kill us if they want to. So I said, well, then, of course, they'd be guilty of something you could charge them with. But, just really amazing. I'm not one of these conservatives who goes lock them all up and so on and so forth. But you're letting petty crime be gotten away with. And so they're going to do it, So they walk into
a very uncivil society then.
Well, they walk into the grocery store, and the next thing you know, all this stuff is getting, stolen because nobody can do anything about it. And I feel sorry for, the chain, which is Rite Aid, which just filed for bankruptcy, if you may notice. And it's not nice, it's not good. And the people who are stealing are not, if they were hungry or something like that, I'd say okay, but they're not hungry. These are just punks who just want to steal. What, they go into Union Square in San Francisco hardly a store there anymore, right?
They've closed 17 stores. Nordstrom's gone. A bunch of high-end stuff I never heard of. They're closed. So.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want their windows get broken, and they smash and grab and do whatever they do, and they do it with great impunity. And it's
actually happening in the suburbs now. I heard there's one of those out in Danville last week, which is a kind of pretty upscale place.
Wow. Well, maybe I'm getting to be an old man. When I was younger, I might have excused this, saying, "Oh, these are probably poor people who need the stuff from a drugstore or whatever." But it's not the case. These are just, punks who know they can get away with it. And why they steal it? I mean, where do they get rid of this stuff?
I guess they've got these vast fencing operations. They seem to make money with it. So.
Really? They can go somewhere and fence them?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm not in that business, so I don't know how you fence it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the business to go into these days. Maybe podcasts are second, so. Oh, boy, am I sick of podcasts. Everybody in the world does a podcast. They have no talent, they do a podcast. They're an out-of-work movie actor, they do a podcast.
But very few of them actually make money, right?
Mine doesn't, that's for damn sure. There are people, okay, who make a lot of money off of doing stuff on YouTube. And, in fact, it's their only income. And there's this little girl, she's Ukrainian. When she started, she was about 10. She's about 15 now. Rather cute, cute, and plays the violin very well. I mean, she's just kind of was self-taught in the beginning, and now she's, playing classical music and has teachers and everything like that. And she does these videos where she's out in a street, like Santa Monica, and she sets up and starts playing her violin. And they videotape these, and then they put them on YouTube. Do you know how much she's worth right now?
Millions?
Try 5 million.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, for every million, people should look at this, for every million views you get $4,000 from YouTube. Okay?
Okay.
All right? Well, she gets some where she's got 6 million viewers. And you go, wow, how much money is she making? She's making a fortune. That's how you do it. And
holy Christ.
Yeah. You're not going to, but hey, I'm doing a podcast. Why? Well, the movie jobs were drying up, So, you do Dana Carpy's podcast, or have you?
Not since he went to the show with David Spade. But,
yeah.
We were doing it, but,
How's he doing, by the way? Have you talked to him?
I haven't talked to him. I'm kind of letting him just be in solitude for a while, but I hope he's okay. But it's such a terrible thing to go through.
His son died of a drug overdose.
Yes.
Now, I heard a story, I guess I heard this from Slayton, that Mark Pitta, comic, who's been on this show, by the way, in case you may remember, was good friends with Dana, okay, and good friends with his son. And his son was making a movie, I think. Was producing.
They were making a movie. In fact, Dana had called me 2 days before Dex died, and he was telling me about this movie they were making, and I guess Dex wrote it, and Pitta had a part in it, and I guess they had Eric Roberts in it, and they were just, I think he died the day before the last day of shooting.
Right, but that was the day Pitta was supposed to shoot.
And he was supposed to pick Pitta up, I think, on the way to the
I don't know if he's supposed to pick him up. That's not what I heard, but the story I heard from Slayton was he showed up and there was no Dana's son, Dex, I think was his name. Is that
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Mhm.
And it turned out he had died.
Yeah.
And so the movie, I guess, I don't know what's going to happen to the movie, but but that's so sad. I mean, Dana's such a nice guy, and
The best, yeah. And then they go through that, and then the kids were so polite too. They're just the nicest kids in the world. So I just feel horrible.
yeah. But didn't the other son have a drug problem too?
Someone told me that, but that was like years ago.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
And I talked to Pitta briefly, and they said no one had any idea that Dex had any drug issue now. So
Could have been. What happens is sometimes people will just do it like for the first time, and it'll kill them.
Yeah, someone told me that because you're not used to it. Then again, and
yeah, and you don't know what you're buying either. There could be fentanyl in it. There could be a lot of other things.
I don't know what fentanyl is, but apparently it's killing a lot of people.
That's why all drugs should be legalized. And here's a perfect example where somebody goes out and buys heroin, and they don't know what they're getting. If it were legal, they'd know what they were getting. And that's the problem.
That was one of the reasons I never ever did drugs.
Well, you never know what's in the drug you're buying. You don't even know.
Buying from some shady guy in an alley. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if the coke you're buying doesn't have fentanyl in it.
Right.
Some of these drug dealers just want to cut it down and not use the full drug, and so they put something else in there to pep it up. And in this era, it's fentanyl, which is a very dangerous drug. Probably a very good painkiller if somebody is ill, and it's prescribed by a doctor. But when amateurs are just mixing it in with drugs, I'm sorry.
Okay, so it is a painkiller. It is a legitimate drug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is.
Okay.
I mean, more and more doctors are not giving it out because people will go, "Well, I'm not taking fentanyl," so they don't prescribe it. I mean, my wife's on painkillers, and she has a doctor that watches her constantly to make sure she doesn't get hooked on it and things like that, and that it's going directly to take care of the pain. So, hey, listen, you got something, you went out and you have a book there, right?
I have a book, an old almanac.
An old almanac. And
I've got my favorite page is Entertainment Personalities of the Past.
Yes, entertainment personalities.
You always know who they are. I could give you, how about this? Guess within 5 years of how old he was when he died.
Guess within 5 years of how old he was when he died?
Yes.
Okay.
Like we'll start off with Richard Burton.
Who?
Richard Burton.
I think Burton was, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 70.
59.
Really?
1925 to 1984.
What did he die of, does it say?
It doesn't say, but I think he was a heavy boozer. Right?
Yep. In fact, he and Peter O'Toole was a heavy boozer, and who else? Elaine was a boozler. No, that's a bad joke. Anyway.
Well, look, from Ireland, of course they're going to be boozers.
Yeah, Richard Harris, another one. I think.
Oh yeah,
I think
great actors, great drinkers.
Okay, let's go to another one. Let's see if I'm 0 for 1, 0 for 1 or 1 for 0 or whatever. Okay, go ahead.
Yul Brynner.
He died rather young. I would say he was. I'm going to say 60.
He was 70.
Really? Okay.
1915 to 1985.
This is not my day, folks. Go ahead.
Okay, here's one who died young. Victor Buono.
Yeah, he was gay, by the way. I think
Big fat guy.
I'm gonna go with 55.
44.
Jeez, I can't win, can I? 44. Okay.
Okay. This is. Oh, he's very young. John Candy.
John Candy went, I think, maybe at 40.
44. Yes.
Okay, I got one. Within 5 years.
You got one. You were here. Karen Carpenter.
Karen Carpenter. She died of what do you call it? Not eating. Anorexia. I'm going to say she was maybe 33.
On the button.
Really? Boy.
1950 to 1983.
Do I get extra points for on the button?
You get extra points for that one. Yes.
Okay.
Humphrey Bogart. This is really young when I look at this. Wow, I think great career. And God, he died young.
Bogart, I would say, was 55.
57.
Yep. Well, got it again.
Well, again, to give you this one because you know the old actor is Ward Bond.
Well, that I can't even begin to tell you because I would say Ward Bond lived to be at least into his 70s, if not 80s.
57.
Really? Really?
Massive. Yeah. I think he died of a heart attack.
Heart attack. Okay. Gee, that's amazing. A lot of these actors, like Bogart, like Ward Bond, and so on, died much younger than actors are dying today. Number one, because I don't think we had the medicine that we have now. But on top of that, they were smoking like crazy.
Oh, and Bogart smoking in every scene.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you, when I first started smoking, most people never saw anything wrong with it. There was no health hazard involved. People would smoke them and say, these things are killing me, But all of a sudden, they started doing the studies and seeing that there was a link between cigarettes and cancer. So by the time we reached, a lot of people had not reached that age where the cigarettes caught up with them. And finally, around the 60s, it was starting to catch up with them. And everybody began to realize that smoking did not mean you were going to have a long life. So,
yeah.
A lot of people blame the cigarette companies, who did hide that fact from the public. But for years, they didn't know this either. They just figured they were making cigarettes and people were smoking cigarettes. How come so many of them die? We don't know. They just didn't drink enough milk or something. But the cigarette companies early on didn't know. But when they did know, they didn't do anything about it. That's what they're guilty of. Anyway, another dead person. Go ahead.
John Belushi.
Oh, really young. I'd say 33.
On the button.
Really?
1949 to 1982.
And I'm not saying this out of any knowledge, folks. I just, the fact is that I just assumed he died young, But, okay, another one.
Clara Bow.
Clara Bow. Clara Bow died, I think she died older. I'm saying 70s, 70-something, 75.
60.
60.
1905 to 65.
It's funny. I was watching a documentary on her several weeks ago, and I guess I didn't pay attention to how old she was when she died. The sexiest woman ever in the movies. Just a very special person, I think. And she didn't realize it, and she hated being in movies, and talkies, actually. In fact, she was hated talkies so much that when she was there and a microphone would be down towards her face, she'd start hitting it. Yeah. And she made some good talkies. It wasn't that her voice wasn't... she had a very cute voice. It was a Brooklyn accent. And she did musicals. She sang very well and danced very well. but she hated it. She just hated it. She loved silent films, but she hated talkies. And so she married a guy by the name of Rex Bell, I believe was his name. And he was a cowboy movie star for a short time. And they moved together, I think, to Arizona, where he had a ranch. And because he was a Western movie star. And he ran for, I don't know, for Senate or something like that. Or maybe it was it the Senate in Arizona, or did he run for Senate? But he became a politician. And she didn't like that, so she eventually moved out. Wound up moving to New York, just had a very cheap apartment in New York. And the night she died, she was watching a movie with Gary Cooper, I think, directed by Fleming. What was his name? The guy who did Wizard of Oz and what do you call it? Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind, all in the same year. And these were two people that she had had affairs with. She was with Fleming, I think, for a couple of years, and did Cooper once or twice because they had worked in a film. But she hated Hollywood, and Hollywood hated her because she was a Brooklyn kid, had kind of a Brooklyn thing about her, and that was not fancy enough for Hollywood, So she would stay at home on Saturday nights and just invite friends over to play cards. She, very, very, but a wonderful, wonderful performer. And I don't know if you've ever seen any movies with her in it, but man, she gives me a boner. And
I'll have to check her out.
Because she's my kind of woman.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the sexiest woman ever in films.
Wow.
So. Okay, give me another one.
Okay, another one that died fairly young, John Cassavetes.
Ooh, that's a rough one. Cassavetes.
Wasn't he? He was a smoker, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say early 50s.
60.
60s. Oh, okay. All right.
Lon Chaney.
Oh, Lon Chaney. He went of a throat thing. And he died, I think he was somewhere around 47.
On the button.
Okay. Got that.
That was a good 1883 to 1930.
Yeah. He was... He just died of, it wasn't anything like smoking or anything like that. He just had a throat problem. And his parents were deaf, by the way. Both of his parents.
Oh.
And so he could do signing. So when he started having the throat problems, he simply started signing to people. But it was a he was a real great, but he never did much in sound films. He only did about 2, maybe 3 sound films, and then he was dead. So, but his son became an actor and did The Wolf Man, but he was nominated, I think, for an Academy Award. Didn't win it, but he was nominated for Of Mice and Men. He played Lenny.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he could, when asked to act, he could do it, Anyway, next.
Montgomery Clift.
He died young.
Very young, yeah.
He died after making, he made one film after that Houston film with Marilyn Monroe. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. He made,
Misfits.
What? Misfits, yeah.
The Misfits.
That was not his last film. He had one last film after that. But do you know that everybody in that film was dead within a year or 2 years? Marilyn Monroe, of course.
Let's see. Clark Gable died shortly after the filming. Marilyn died the next year.
Yeah. Yep. So
Who
anyway,
else was in that?
That was a good
movie.
So Montgomery Clift I'm going to say, I'm going to say late 40s.
46.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You're doing good.
I did fine. Hey, listen, we're also running out of time, so I don't have to, I don't have to sweat through these anymore. But I love these little things.
Yeah, and and plus you always know a lot about the actor. That's why I like doing these.
Yeah. Well, and you had some good actors today. Anyway, hey, listen, that's it for today. Have yourself a good, happy holiday, and we'll see you on the other side of that.
Well, yes, we're looking forward to a bright, shiny new year.
Yes, we are.
Nothing but positivity.
Yeah. Yes. I always come to you for positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Bubbles Brown.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the great American broadcast network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Bubs. Thanks. We'll see you next year. Okay. How are you? Okay. I'm not okay, but that's another story. Oh, boy. Anyway, got some lousy news today. I got to pay the $4,200. Oh, boy. Yeah, you know that whole deal. I've been talking about it. Yeah. So now Trump and I have something in common. We both dislike the same judge. Anyway, let's get talking to some people here. Let me see here. First of all, I have to. Boy, I am so out of it that I can't do anything here. Oh, here we go. I see what I got to do. Oh boy, I'm so out of it because of this news I got today, and it just threw me off. So I will try and do a program here. If not, you guys can just talk, right? And here comes some of those people that we put on our program. There's Charlie Wallace. He's about to sign in, and Brian Neary and Josh. Hello, you everybody. How are you this evening?
Declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, I'll declare bankruptcy. Right. Well, $4,200 for me is a lot of money. Okay, so it's a lot of money for most people. I don't know. We're going to. I guess from what I read, because my lawyer doesn't really communicate with me as well as he should, that he's going to appeal it. So, I guess you can appeal it fairly easily. So we'll see. Could be appeals. Might think that it was wrong decision. So anyway, so the guy now has $29,200 of my money, right? What a ripoff! What an absolute ripoff! But what can I say? So anyway, hello, Josh. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine. It's just I'm so out of it that I couldn't figure out how to do stuff like, how do I start this and how do I start that? I just kind of went into a blank here. But I will try and wake up and feel better and talk to you folks. And, and who knows, Santa might show up tonight. There's a chance. I don't want to force Santa to show up, but I just think he might show up.
I know a little girl who would love to see Santa. No pressure.
No pressure. Well, didn't we do it last year? And she went. That's not Santa. She was already pointing last night when we said Santa. She was pointing at Kevin last night. I know a little girl who would love to see Santa. Oh no, Jeff.
Pressure. Yeah, we had so high hope for you.
And she went. That's not Santa.
She was. Oh no, that's.
Okay. Is he okay now? I think
Seems to be.
I think he found it. Anyway,
last night when we said Santa, she was pointing at Kevin last night. A little girl who would love to see Santa.
Do you hear that, Jeff?
I hope for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, whatever you did last night, do again.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Just shut down the browser that you were watching.
Just don't ever have the browser on when you come on.
I know. I watch on my phone. I watch the YouTube on my phone, and I have this ready to go. So when you guys come on, I just lower the volume. That's all.
Right. But just go kill your browser before you even come on, Jeff. Just set yourself up on Zoom, and when I bring you on, you'll notice that everybody's here, right? You know.
Send you a plastic gun to kill your browser.
Why is that color? Is that like a Barbie gun?
Yeah, it's a plastic toy gun.
Really?
That's so you can tell at a glance it's a toy.
Yeah, well, you can tell at a glance it's a toy, but it's just, we use it in training. But I just thought I should send one to Jeff so he could shoot his
I don't know.
browser.
I have a Colt 45. I just painted that color. It's funny.
Oh, yeah, well, I have a couple of them that are painted silver. Trouble is they really shoot bullets, so.
Really shoot bullets. Yeah. So anyway, where are we? So,
Hi.
Now this is just a toy. You get $8 on Amazon, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right.
But did you see the thing last night with Chuck Farnham, the backpack he had?
No.
Oh, was that cool or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of getting one of those for Marjorie.
What is it? I missed it.
Well, then you missed it because you never pay attention to the show you aren't on, the part of the show you aren't on.
I'll have to go back and watch it again.
I guess. Yeah.
I caught the last few minutes of the. Anyhow.
The last few minutes of what?
Chuck on the other day. I've been having internet problems, so it's just.
Is that your excuse? I see. Okay. Seems when we get on the air, though, you're just fine.
Yeah, well, when I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
So.
Nailed him, didn't I, Josh?
Yeah.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's it going?
What you got planned for the Christmas weekend? Anything?
Me, I'm not gonna do anything in particular. I will watch a lot of NFL football and maybe work in a little research around some of the dead time, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That you like doing that, don't you? You really love doing the research.
Yeah, well, it's for my, the deal that I'm working on and committed to. So, that'll still be a while, but I'm pretty far along and, getting it going. But it's very slow. I'm going through a lot of stuff that's not had much done before, and what was done wasn't really all that great. So it's a lot of original work, and it just is when I find things that I think aren't right, I have to run down basically every single thing that's been written that I can find before. So I have to buy books and, then wait for those, and some of them are really old, and I've got to find them, and et cetera, et cetera. And oftentimes what you find is the first person to write about it got it wrong. For whatever reason, and then the people who came along and wrote after didn't really do what I'm doing, and they just repeated the inaccuracy. So
yeah,
a little painstaking, but it's worth it in the long run.
Yeah. So are you going for another degree?
I did, yeah. So this in the beginning will serve as the capstone for that other graduate degree.
Yeah.
And then I put off the capstone to it for a long time so that I could do this huge research project. And simultaneously with that, while that's on hold, I was earning what's a graduate certificate, which will not have a capstone and all that. It's just you take a few courses and you get a certificate, and you get a certificate, which does give you enough credits to technically be eligible to teach in that particular subject. So I was doing that to put the capstone off for a year or so.
Do you ever want to wind up teaching, or are you just doing this because you wanted the accomplishment of doing it?
Well, yeah, I would like to, really full time, and we could afford to later, but it is very difficult to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
They've made it very difficult for you to do that as a career change.
Okay.
If you didn't choose it from the get-go, it's very hard. It's not impossible, it's just very hard.
Yeah.
Well,
I found out my wife has a master's degree.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. She had to have one in order to teach.
Yeah, you do, for undergraduates, so.
And she only taught for a little time. It wasn't like she was spending a whole bunch of time teaching.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I should say technically you don't, but that is what everybody requires. It's not the law or anything.
As a matter of fact, she did teach, and the reason she taught was that if she taught a certain amount of time, like a couple of years maybe, it paid off her college.
Oh, there are some programs for that, in particular cases, and there's some public service ones, and there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, I don't want to teach anything in a public school system or anything like that because it just looks very aggravating and very political, and I mean, it looks like a hassle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I would like to teach the college level and undergraduates, just just regular courses, whatever, and then work on my stuff. But I really would just like to do it on the side for a few years to make extra money and build a lot of experience so that, I was a good candidate when it came time to eventually, like when my house is paid for and things, I could transition to it.
Yeah.
Full time because I wouldn't care about how much money I made anymore. Yeah, it's very difficult to break in, at least in the field that I'm in. I've been told that in other fields it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested in that. So, I mean, it's.
Well, anyway, I was just interested to find out about that. I'm sure the audience isn't, because this is not the kind of thing, it's really not the kind of thing the audience finds interesting. But I find it fascinating because I have no education to speak of. High school, that's it. See you later. I'm going into radio.
I mean, sometimes it's the best way to do it.
Well, I did spend. I went to a junior college for about a couple of years, and I just thought it was a waste of my time because I was already working in radio, and so I pursued my career as opposed to pursuing a degree. So.
Yeah, there are certain. Look, I mean, that's sort of what I did. I mean, I didn't go to college when I graduated high school. I left for several years, and I went back.
That's the way it should be, though. I've often said that when people are through with high school, they should then take about 3 or 4 years off, either working or doing something, or even just traveling. And then, when you're like 21, 22, you have a better idea of what you want to do with your life.
I waited even a little longer. I think I was like 23 or 24 even. I'd been out 6 or 7, 8 years when I started.
Oh, wait a minute. Brian was giving me the no sign on that one.
Where my son?
Yeah.
Almost 18 years old. He's playing games in there right now for like 10 hours today.
Yeah.
This week, 2 weeks off, he'll be in there like 16 hours every day playing games. So I'm not going to have him fucking being in there for 2 years sitting there playing games while he's
No, sir.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I guess to Alex's point, when I was 18, I moved out of the house and I had a job. So full time. And I lived in my own apartment.
Yeah. Alan?
How about military service for the first couple of years?
Well, please take him today.
Teach you.
Hey, he's playing games with guns. Get him a real gun.
Why military service?
Because they can teach you skills and teach you how to survive in life.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Teach you how to survive in life.
Oh, yeah.
And he has all this experience.
How to survive in life. Use a gun.
No, forget about Forget about the fire. You were in the military and you shot in boot camp.
He was a sharpshooter.
You don't have to be.
Oh, Santa's here.
No, it's not the real Santa. Don't bring Adrian in.
Ho, ho, frickin' ho.
It
No.
looks like Santa with an afro is what it looks like.
Hey, my son has all this experience on Fortnite and Valorant, so get him out of.
No,
Yeah,
Why don't you get him a job in high tech?
no, I'm saying that I just think that to ask a kid goes to school, he graduates, he's 18. Now he goes to college, and you say, what do you want to be for the rest of your life? You know, I don't think that's the question you ask an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, look, I think there are, a select few that may work out for.
Oh, I knew what I wanted to do when I was 18, and I'm doing it to this
right.
day, you know.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, but I didn't. I mean, I always knew that I had this interest, and it was kind of what I wanted to do, but it just wasn't my path because I just came from a family and all those kind of things where that just wasn't. You know, we were worker bees, man. You know, I mean, it was just that's it. It's hard to explain, but that's just how it was. But some people do sort of have that for what you were talking about, or have this love for things. But I agree. You know, there are a lot of other. Most cases is I don't think they really know what they want, and they get into things that seem popular or that their friend went for. You know, or whatever. I mean, honestly, you know, a lot of these colleges, I mean, early childhood education, nursing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have like the 5 or 6 psychology big hitters, and they put all this money into those. And there are other programs that don't get, you know, nearly enough support.
Yeah.
You know, or have the, you know, and a lot of these universities are not, and not just the big ones, but I mean, all the way on down are not always getting the best people because they're very particular about the criteria that they have for the people that they hire, and they're not looking nearly enough at like real world experience. Like what have you learned in the world, not what is on your diplomas.
Right.
You know.
And
well,
they've taken a lot of high school programs away, like auto shop. You know, some of these programs that kids are interested in as a high school student. And if you're interested in working on your car, there's a pathway to that.
But let me ask a question here. Of all of you here, how many of you went and got a degree in college? Would you raise your hand?
Yeah,
okay. Of those people, how many people are actually doing what they studied for?
Well, I mean,
okay, so
my original, my undergraduate degree was in management, and I am a fairly high-ranking manager in a large company.
Okay,
you know, but after I got that and was working, I said, "This is not what I want to do.
This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life." Right?
You know, right? I mean, at all.
But did you know? Any of you know at 18 what you wanted to do for the rest of your life? I mean, I did. I knew I wanted to be in show business. Okay.
I thought I did.
What did you want to be?
Be an astrophysicist.
Okay. Well, you studied for it.
Right, but I ended up working in information technology.
Yeah.
And a spy.
I wanted to be a hooker.
I went to vocational school during high school for electronics, and I worked at Spectra Physics my senior summer, and I worked at Hewlett Packard my senior summer in my senior year in high school.
Yeah.
Then graduated and went electronics, and then became, you know, manufacturing, became biotech.
Yeah, I went to a vocational program in high school rather than traditional high school the last 2 years because I didn't feel like the last 2 years of high school had anything to offer me for what I was going to do in my life. I mean, I didn't need another class in history. I read 3 books a week, you know, and I didn't need another honors class in English literature. I read Dickens and all. I mean, like I said, I just felt like I already knew all that stuff. I mean, you know, and when they gave me the test, it bared out, you know. So I said, I'm going to go do something that has something to do with an actual job, not just being in high school.
What did you study for, Alan?
Biotechnology, biotechnology, microbiology, and biology.
Okay.
Obviously, that didn't work real well.
No, it didn't work. No. See,
I agree that age, you know, now that I think about it, I mean, it is not very conducive to people making good decisions for themselves at that age. And they certainly will not probably listen to their parents from people that I've talked to, you know. So, I mean, it is, like you said, it is difficult to ask someone who's like 17 to line up the next 4 or 5 years of your life and then move right into your career.
Well, like for instance, Tony.
I heard what you're talking about.
Did you go to college?
Briefly, Queens College, but I know what I wanted to be. I joked in one of my classes when they said, "What would you like to be when you grow up?" I told the teacher, "A bookie."
Yeah, I'd like to be working in my uncle's.
Yeah, exactly. I used to tell Chucky, "You make hat boxes." Yeah, the only guy who's making money is the boss. I said, "Not me." I was like, "What's going on?" Yeah, you know, I was like, "Yeah, I was listening to you went to junior college." I went. If I would have had to stay in college, I think I would have. And I told this to Shecky and my brother. I think I would have went into the stock market. I like finance, like Shecky did, like with the numbers and like that. I enjoyed that. I still do.
Well, I don't know that Shecky particularly cared about numbers. I mean, he studied to be a banker because that's what his father was.
Yeah, he was in finance, so he was. We talked about that stuff.
Yeah,
and he was so sharp with everything, detailed. So that's what he said. What would you have liked to done? And I was just going to tell you, Alex. I think I would have went into finance.
I never knew him as a numbers guy. You know.
He was highly intelligent, Alex, on a lot of things.
Well, no, but I never knew him as a guy who who was into finance and so on and so forth. But that's what he studied for. Yeah, and that's what his father did.
Yeah, I always found that interesting when we talked about that. I would like to have done that.
His brother was more into finance than Shecky ever was. So,
yeah, really, like a wizard. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I always found that interesting, like with tech companies. I like the stock market and stuff.
I mean, about the time I got to know him, and that was 45 years ago, he was already with the film stuff, and collecting.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. You know what I found, Alex? I got to send it to you. I don't mean to bring Shecky up, but it was on my mind with my mom. Is that when we first became friends, thanks to you, he sent me a spreadsheet of all the trips he went on the boats. And he had like the names of the captains and what he liked. It was actually, I was looking at it. It was like really cool.
Really?
Like a big spreadsheet he had. Yeah, it has each one he took the trip, the year, and the line he went on, and he kind of like ranked it.
Really? I wish I had those right now. I could use them,
Yeah, I got to find it. I have it saved on my Google Cloud so I could send it to you.
Well, he loved doing his, cruising. I'm not talking about being gay. I'm talking about cruising.
He went on the cruise things
in the ship.
He liked the food and all that. I used to ask him questions. Can you eat? You can eat whatever you want, 24/7. I said, oh wow.
Yeah, but what do I want to go on a boat to get fat for? Well,
he said you would get tired of it after a while. He asked me, you would just eat it, but I don't want it.
I mean, I don't see the value in being stuck on a boat with a bunch of other people. So we're looking for cruises.
I'm like you, Alex. I wonder if I would get stir crazy.
We're looking for cruises where they have
on big boats. You don't even know you're on a boat. You don't see any water when you're walking around the concourse and stuff. All you see is shops.
Yeah, right. I don't want to go on a boat where they're doing Oklahoma. I
wouldn't mind seeing it.
It's hard to drive a boat across Oklahoma.
Yeah,
you got to go on one of those Alaskan
let me diagram that joke for you, just so you can understand.
Last night,
right after I said it, you had a thumbs up. That was cute.
Yeah, who gave him the thumbs up?
You did. It popped up in your.
Oh, really? Did it?
Yeah.
It really is. Look at that.
There you go.
Alex. You had a funny joke one time. I was going to ask you. I remembered it. The only reason why my brother and me were talking about. Remember when you made fun of him singing that song? When my mom used to watch the telethon, Jerry Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And you said one time, I had the show on audio tape. I told Phil, I don't know when you realized what you said, Alex. You go like this. All right, so you go like this. The only thing worse when he sang the song, the kids were getting worse, not better.
Wait a minute, if I just hold one up.
I mean, I thought it was funny, actually.
Yeah, if I hold one up. And if I do this, I think something happens.
Kids are getting worse.
I
was like, oh man.
No, I guess not. Oh well.
That was.
Let me turn off reactions. I figured out how to turn this off now.
Phil had a surgery today, Alan.
What? I know.
He had his hernia today, Phil.
He had a hernia yesterday. He doesn't have one today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't they?
He made that poor woman Faye go out. You had to. He told her to go out, Alex, and get him rice pudding.
I know. He
wrote
me and told me.
He said the same joke to me too.
Was that a joke? I was like, really? I thought he was. I was like, are you serious? How was he eating on anesthesia? I was like, I was throwing up.
I don't know, but
you know, if he wanted to throw up, he would look at a picture of you.
Well, that would do it. I threw up on him.
Let me diagram that joke too, okay? I'm just doing this as a service to you people who are listening who say, who's that guy telling stupid jokes?
Nobody's even on the chat tonight.
It wasn't a joke.
Nobody's on the chat and nobody's hardly watching tonight.
You haven't talked to Phil today, huh, Tony?
He messaged me. I asked him how he was doing at 12, and they didn't take him yet. So then they just took him.
Yeah, he's out of surgery. He's fine. He's at home. He's eating like a pig.
I know. We get notes from him.
Yeah.
I guess Tony doesn't.
No, he did. I asked him how he was doing, and he didn't get taken yet. Then I said, Eddie, did you come out? And he said, yeah. So, because I keep forgetting our time difference. We're New York time, Alex. He's California.
Yeah, so it's a different time out there in.
I know. I keep thinking everybody's on our time, Alex. Like if it's 4 here, they're on our time. I always figure that's like, no, we're 3 hours behind.
Okay. Did anybody send him coffee, by the way? No.
No. Alan.
Have you had any tonight, Tony?
I had a little bit actually. Maxwell House. Into the last drop, but
why do you drink Maxwell House? What's swill?
I
knew you were going to say
that. Maxwell House.
I put it out on Costco.
The last people I knew that drank Maxwell House was Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to the last drop.
What's the Costco one? The Costco red one. Isn't that, what is that one?
Oh, that's Folgers.
Folgers. That's the one I get.
I get that too. It all depends what I'm in the mood for too.
Folgers go to the last drop.
Folgers isn't that bad, is it?
No, Folgers is actually the best of the cheapos, I think.
Yeah. It goes in me, and then I get to Lodi, and it comes out of me. So it's like,
oh, that's too much information. That's just way too much information.
It's in there for a quick time. It's coming right out. I don't care about
what happens to you, Ray. It goes in you, and where does it go, Ray?
It stays.
Stays forever.
It stays. I don't do that.
Tyson Acosta says, "Good to hear that Phil is doing well, and I'm happy to."
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Phil. Say hello.
I guess I'm the only one that's talked to him today. So.
No,
I talked to him.
Oh, you've talked to him in talking
physically,
to him.
yeah, on the phone. Yes.
Well, I never talked to him anyway, so the only time I ever have any kind of relationship with him, for the most part, is on. Well, it's got to be by phone. I can't, But anyway, so no, I wished him well yesterday, and he let me know how he did today, and I'm happy for that.
How did he get a hernia? It just happened suddenly, or was he lifting something?
Lifting too many rugs.
Yeah.
One too many. There it goes.
He was showing off on his birthday. Remember doing those deadlifts?
I've got.
Your dad might have did it, bro.
I didn't.
That's what happened.
For a guy his age,
He should not be doing deadlifts at his age, like with heavy
I said the
weights.
same thing, right? I thought that was dangerous.
Well,
I mean, if he did it with lightweight,
What's it need to do that in real life?
I have a hernia, but it doesn't bother me. So
I did too.
A lot of people have hernias.
Yeah.
I have one in my stomach.
Really?
Like at the top. Yeah, it's like a hernia right below my sternum.
That's called a hiatal hernia, I think.
Yeah, and like if I do sit-ups, all my guts like pop through.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Christmas show.
Well, we just lost 10 people listening.
Hey, you should go back to Alan's jokes instead of Ray describing his hernia.
Yeah,
well, we got 4 more actually. We got 4 more people after that.
Oh, really?
It went from 26 to 30.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
The joke.
Well, they're expecting to see Santa, and instead we get the Kmart version here.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where is Santa? He's not here.
You're gonna go get him, Tony? Are you?
Oh my God!
I'm gonna get a cup of tea.
No, Tony's gonna do.
He's going to get more caffeine.
Tea.
I Anyway, so
What does Charlie's shirt say today?
The Earth's rotation really makes my day.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
I
that's
see.
sad.
Okay, that's one. That one you don't. That one you don't have to be really smart to understand.
Could you diagram that for us, please?
What is the definition of a day? It's one rotation,
of the Earth. Exactly.
Wow. I get it now.
Okay.
A rotation of the Earth is a day. What is a year? I can't believe nobody here knows the answer to that.
Isn't it like 9 minutes off or something?
No, a year is the one revolution of the Earth around the sun.
Yes.
Well, except we have to do the leap year, so it's not exactly that.
No, the reason for that is that actually it doesn't take 365 days to go around the sun. It takes 365 and a quarter days.
Right.
So every 4 years we add a day in order to make sure that we make up for it. But there's an
every 400 years we don't have a leap year because it's not really 365 and a quarter, is 365 and 0.22.
Oh my God! So they actually at 400 years.
Every 400 years, there was not a leap year in the year 2000. Every 400 years, 1600, 1200.
I remember that.
Did we have one in 2000?
No, we didn't.
No,
it's every 400, and then 2400, there won't be a leap year either.
But 2000, we didn't have a leap year.
Nope.
You know,
because it wasn't exactly a quarter.
No, it's not exactly a quarter. It's 0.22 instead of 0.25.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, did you use those as pickup lines to any women, and did they like melt in your arms because of all that knowledge?
Hey, I invited one girl up to see my 8-inch telescope, and she came up.
Oh.
Too bad you didn't have a 12-incher.
God damn it, Ray! You took the words out of my mouth.
Try to get all these dirty jokes out before Adrian comes in for stand-up.
Boy, am I gonna have to
You might not have come up, Ray.
Boy, am I gonna have to diagram a lot of jokes tonight.
Yeah.
I think Tony passed out.
I think so.
He went to the coffee maker. And
he wanted to go. Did he go to get more coffee? Is that what he did?
He said he was going to get another cup of coffee.
Well, he had to release the first 10 cups, and then he's getting some more.
Like Brian does when he gets to the Lodi.
Brian, through the power of suggestion, caused Tony to head for the loo.
The loo. Yeah.
The WC.
If I can remember correctly.
Yes.
Hebrew has every 7 years they add another month.
Is that
to create the time.
Okay.
But would you do that every 7 years? I don't know if that
a month.
Every 7 years they add 1 month.
Well,
So what would be
also, how's the calendar? Because is it like maybe every month has the same amount of days?
I think
that's got to be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be
that's it.
Yeah.
Every month is 30 days or 29 days or something. So that's why.
Well, haven't we suggested that what we do is that we do that. You know, we make every month exactly the same. And then
you just have a week or something at the end of the year.
I think at the end of the year you have a day, don't you? A full day.
Well, yeah.
Or something like that. And that you would make that kind of like Earth Day or something like that, you know. And then it would all equal out very easily. Because it is ridiculous having 1 month being 21 days, another month be 30 days, and then be 29 days.
For February, you only get 28.
February,
yeah.
But the sun and the moon really work correctly for themselves.
Well, they never fall apart.
But we don't correct it.
But we don't correct it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I just thought of? If we occupy Mars, they're gonna have their own calendar up there.
Oh yeah.
Well, they already do.
Their own day. because it's 27 hours and 24 hours and 37 minutes. Is the
So
day
they'll
on.
have to keep track of their calendar and ours.
Is it 24 hours and how many minutes?
In 37 minutes. It's about
So its rotation is almost the same as ours.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, but going
Yeah.
around the sun takes it 2 years as opposed to one, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So a
Good
year
call,
on
yeah.
Mars would be the equivalent of 2 years on Earth.
Yep.
How do I? You're surprised I know this, aren't you, Tony?
Yeah, you didn't take physics.
I barely remember it.
You never did science teacher.
What? No, I was very big into,
like science.
astronomy and so on.
Oh yeah, you were moon rocks. Yeah, you were really into space.
I can name all the planets in order, except when I get to Uranus and Neptune. I always get them flip flopped. But they're in alphabetical order, aren't they? Or are they in the opposite? Neptune, Uranus, Uranus, Neptune.
And
Uranus is first.
yes.
Uranus is
Neptune
first.
is further.
Okay.
That's what she said.
So it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and
It used to be Pluto until
I always add Pluto because I don't care what Tyson says.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Go back to making your goddamn chicken, okay? You know, I mean, that pissed me off because to every kid, what's their favorite?
I always think of Pluto
Planet.
because the Disney World too. Yeah.
Pluto.
Yeah.
It's the dog from Disney. Pluto.
Yeah.
I always think that I want to hug him. Yeah, then you got to take it away from me.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, you know.
Let me have some.
So officially, Pluto is not a planet now?
Nope.
Well, they're beginning to question that again, aren't they?
Ah, jeez.
Because they're finding out some things about Pluto that actually might be pretty good. Like it might be a planet we could actually live on.
Let's
Is it too
send-
Well, they think under the surface there's liquid water.
We
Yeah.
could send
Freezing
Trump
there.
there for a year and see if we can survive.
Oh, well, thanks for doing a Trump joke tonight,
He loves
boy.
the Trump.
We've been waiting for that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the Ramble without a Trump joke from Alan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
got to squeeze one in somehow.
Absolutely.
yeah, or squeeze one out.
I was going to say.
No,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Client doesn't load.
So, what are you guys doing for Christmas? Anything? I want to find out what the Gentiles do for Christmas. You don't have to get in
We're
on
having
this,
Chinese
Jeff.
food.
Huh?
Man, that's good.
Chinese food.
Chinese food?
Isn't that what Jewish people do on Christmas?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing we can do.
Yeah.
The
I
other
don't
is, we do all kinds of stuff.
Movies.
I was thinking pizza myself.
Pizza?
I mean, I'm going by my sister.
Yeah.
It's just us.
I'm making crab cipino.
You're making crab chipino. Can I come?
Canned
Yeah.
crab.
Wow.
No, with live crab.
Where you
Today
get-
we were discussing who's going to kill the poor things.
She used to throw.
Well, you're not getting the local crabs, that's for sure.
Well, it may not be Santa, ladies and gentlemen, but it is Don Giller. Hello, Don. He'll hear us in a second. Hi, Don.
Oh,
It's
he's
not-
on mute.
not up
He's
yet.
on mute.
No, we can hear you.
There was a February 29th in 2000.
Oh, there was a February 29th in 2000?
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
I believe Don Giller.
Sorry.
You know? I mean, Giller's a savant.
I'm also looking at a 2000 calendar.
You have a 2000.
What kind of savant is that?
Wow.
Well, of course.
I thought
everyone should
savants
have one.
didn't look at calendars.
Well, wait a
They
minute.
just remember-
Am I to believe that you're one of those people that saves all your calendars?
Hello.
Really?
It must be.
I can see him doing it, yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you can't really.
There we go.
Maybe it was a typo on the calendar.
Oh, yeah, there is.
There's
That's one of the
February.
best calendars.
God damn it.
Charlie's Googling it.
Well, no, I'm Googling. There's something weird on
Okay.
the Gregorian calendar. And see
Okay,
what-
everybody. Hey, stand by.
2000 was Y2K.
Stand by. It's that important moment of our Christmas show. Here we go. There we go. Let's see.
Ho, ho,
Yeah.
ho.
Come here.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wait a minute, Santa, what were you drinking?
Nothing.
That's my kind of Santa.
Yep.
I wasn't drinking anything. No.
Bad Santa.
This is our Santa a few days early.
Yeah, it's not till Sunday.
He's calling from the North Pole, which looks very much like Kevin's.
Can I ask Santa a question?
Darker though.
Yeah, what? What, you want to ask Santa a question?
Yeah, Santa, how come I didn't get the Atari 2600 in 1978? I'm joking.
I can't remember yesterday, let alone that.
Okay.
Maybe this is not the Santa you want your kid to see. Is she out there? Huh?
As long as
Brought to you by 5150 Tequila.
Oh boy!
It smells like liquor.
Oh, hey, Santa, knock off the drinking. The kid's here.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing, little girl?
She's
now I know how to get the gift. You got to give me.
Pointing to your pointing to your name.
I had it backwards. Every 100 years, there's not a leap year, but every 400 years, they do have a leap year.
Oh.
So it's like 1900. If you, Don, check me out on this. 1900 was not a leap year. 1800.
Check your old calendar.
He doesn't. Yeah, get your 1900 calendar that you saved.
1600 was a leap year. They had to make up for the fact that
Santa looks really confused about now.
I don't worry about calendar.
What does her T-shirt say? Santa.
So it's every other 400 years.
Santa.
Yeah, every 100 years,
Santa
believes in me.
Believes in me. Oh, that's good. I like that
true.
one.
And look, Santa's here just for you, Adrian.
That's the real Santa too.
Well, that impressed her.
That can't.
Huh?
Yeah, that's Santa.
Santa. Alex knows a lot of people. Alex was a big shot once before.
Yeah.
I'm Santa.
No.
I'm
Say hi,
Santa.
Santa.
We're all Santa. Oh no.
Say hi, Santa.
Bad Santa.
Santa doesn't have that room. That's not his workshop.
Okay, bye.
He doesn't have what? What did she say?
I don't know. She's looking at your background.
By his workshop. Yeah, that's his workshop.
That's his workshop. Look, he's got all this stuff there. See, he's really busy.
Don't look at my workshop.
You're right. 1900 did not have a leap year. Leap day.
1900 did not have a leap day.
No.
I
studied astronomy for 9 years. Give me a break. But I just didn't remember because that was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
1900 was 50 years ago. And you wonder.
Pluto was still a planet 50 years ago.
You know, I used to be able to actually say how far each planet was from the sun.
Yeah.
But I think I can only go as far as, let's see, Mars is 144, right? Although it changes. But
because it's an elliptical orbit.
Yeah. And
Earth isn't always 93 million because it's elliptical, just not as much as Mars.
Yeah.
So are you still saying it's 400 years, every 400 years?
No, what I'm saying is every 100 years they had to drop a leap year to make up for the fact that it's not exactly a quarter of a day.
Go ahead, Adrian. Ask Santa for what you want for a gift.
But every 400 years they add the leap year back in.
Don't worry about all this leap year stuff. Adrian's going to ask Santa.
It's much more important that she asks Santa for something. What do you want Santa to bring you, Adrian? I hear it's
a secret. You can't say it out loud.
Hey, you gotta say.
I already have my Christmas list. I'll just know.
Okay, what's on your Christmas list?
I'm not telling.
You're not telling. You better say something.
An Apple Watch.
I already know.
Skin product.
You already know. What do you know? Santa knows already what you want. What does she want, Santa?
I'm not saying. She doesn't want to say. I'm not saying.
She
knows
wants
when you're sleeping. He knows when
skincare
you're
stuff
awake.
because her skin is so terrible.
Yeah, look at that skin. I mean, God, you know, she's been drinking hard for an 8-year-old, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Alex too. She's 9.
She's 8.
If you're not talk to Santa, then you're out of here.
She's 8, right?
Hey, stop! What are you doing? Oh my God! Okay, get out then. Get out.
No.
Say bye, Santa.
Remember when?
Bye, fake Santa.
Bye.
What did she say?
So
Bye,
my
fake
bill.
Santa.
By fake Santa.
By
It's
fake
all-
Santa.
When the Santa's helper.
Well, you know, how do you know he's the fake
Oh, now
Santa?
she's
He may
brought
be
her
the
myth.
real fake Santa, and you just ticked him off.
Yeah, they're gonna get nothing.
No
Yeah.
skin products for you.
No presents for you, to you.
YOLO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those
say
are for you.
goodnight.
So he's a fake Santa.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
Right.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Ellen won't
Not-
bring you anything.
Wait, you know
Nazi
something?
Santa.
Do you remember the times when she would sit on your lap and it didn't hurt? You know, but she's getting heavier and heavier, isn't she?
Yeah. No, she's Alex. She's up to my nipple. She's that tall.
Santa!
She's that tall.
That's a weird way to measure somebody, Brian.
That's where my nipple stays the same every day.
Kind of
Especially
put
your
me into
daughter.
shock. Shock to me. When
Well,
you
she-
My
said that.
chest. How's that? My chest.
Well,
Better,
you're-
that's
you're-
My
better.
center chest indicator.
See, you can't tell by him on the show.
It'll
But-
be bad if you start marking it with a.
But Brian, how tall are you? You're
Covered it, Mark.
5'4", 6'4",
Yeah, I'm 6'4". Yes.
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah.
Me?
Oh
Yes,
wow!
I'm 6'4".
Oh yeah.
Do you fit in your McLaren? Do you fit in there very well?
Yeah, my head sticks out the top. Hey, go! Get out of here!
Your head sticks out the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, let her stick around. It's Christmas.
Well, that's where
She
he.
wants
That's
me
how
to
he
go
gets that
downstairs.
hairstyle, Ray.
What?
I see.
She wants me to go downstairs with her to fix her some food. So
Really?
yes.
Wait 15 minutes, huh? Okay.
No, she's gonna wait 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Have your son take a break and fix her some food.
Playing some video games.
Oh yeah, you don't have a teenager. Get the attitude.
Yeah.
Like
You never
Fix
had
your
it.
little sister some food.
he's gonna get a shock. He's gonna get a shock in 2 months when I start giving a bill for the internet, for the water, for the sewer, everything.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I think we're going to do a show on Monday, on the early show. The early show.
Tell you where I am on 4 o'clock Monday.
Huh?
Tell you where I'll be at 4 o'clock on Christmas Day.
Oh, Dallas.
No, I'm gonna be on.
Oh, sorry. They're playing the Dolphins show this week.
No,
So
he's
it's
going to
fine.
come do my show on
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the
Are
one
you
you're
talking about the afternoon one or the evening one?
the
Yeah, for the
afternoon
Dallas.
one.
the afternoon. It's Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 p.m. here. Yeah.
Yeah. So how you doing, Giller? Any projects going?
He's trying to figure out the calendar.
Yeah, no, I was reaffirming what Charlie had said. 1600 there was a leap day. 1700, 1800, and 1900 there was no leap day. 2000 there was a leap day. So yeah, I didn't quite understand what you were saying until
400 years.
I had it backwards in my mind. I had it reversed. So yeah.
Wow.
I was
It's hard.
going back to the planet distances. I want to
Yeah.
know how far your head was from
now we
Uranus.
were asking people earlier, Giller.
It's
Did
billion
you
miles,
did you go
actually.
did you go to college?
Who are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did.
What did you study in college?
Music. At first I studied or I was interested in radio production.
Mhm.
But I realized that wasn't the place the way to go, so I went to music.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And Santa, did you go to college?
Nope.
Santa's drinking. He's having like
That's the fun Santa.
Nope. I drove a truck instead.
Really? Oh, okay. All right.
You mean it's
Bizarro
sleigh
Santa.
now.
Yeah. But, so what? So did you ever get into radio production at all, Don? Or did you?
Yeah. In fact, I was in 1970. I went to Antioch in Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and I was invited to a radiophonic workshop at WHA in Madison.
Oh, wow.
For 2 weeks. It was in 1970.
Yeah.
The 71. I think
What?
it was an acid trip at the end of 71.
Oh,
that,
geez.
Oh, wow, I was going to say. I thought it was Jerusalem.
He was really in Antioch, California.
You didn't know.
But it was the only one I ever took. I never took it again, never wanted to take it again. But it sort of cleared the senses.
Yeah, yeah.
And I joined this chorus the following winter, '72, and kind of fell in love with this composer that we were singing. And then sort of cemented a collaboration I had with a fellow student playing and writing music together, and it seemed that was the way to go.
Oh boy! And did you write a lot of music?
I either co-wrote or molded my friends' compositions. Yeah, no, in fact we put up around 13 videos on my YouTube channel. We put out a CD in 2006.
Are these any songs we might have heard of?
Oh, how could you not?
What do you mean?
Weird. Well, I heard that one song was pretty good. You guys, was it more acoustic? You guys, I remember you put something up. I thought it was just acoustic.
Yeah. I mean, we started acoustic, sort of a Leo Kottke in stereo.
Okay.
And which do you remember what song? Or
I forgot what it was. It was one of your earlier ones. I actually thought it was pretty. I'm saying I liked it. I mean, you guys can definitely play.
I heard would have the song.
What do I know? I mean, but I liked it.
Well, that's nice.
I'm being honest.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. But anyway, listen.
I was going to ask Don a question. Can I ask Don? Don, were you a big fan? I was just curious to ask you this. Were you a big fan of Simon and Garfunkel? I know you like John Lennon, of course. I just wondered what you thought of Simon and Garfunkel, their work.
I mean, I'm a child of the '60s, and they were popular. I mean, yeah. I can't say I was a super fan, but sure. There's in fact, I put up on my channel 2 versions of America.
Oh, really?
One performed by Simon and Garfunkel in, I think, 2003 on Late Show, and then a cover by First Aid Kit around 12, 13 years later, also on Late Show.
Well, there was a thing that used to happen in radio, where if you played a record before somebody else did and it became a hit in your area, you were the guy that broke the record.
Yeah, it was WBZ in Boston. Sounds of Silence.
I believe it was. I believe it was me in Houston, Texas.
When? Do you remember when?
We weren't playing. You ready for this? We weren't playing the version that got released later on that became a hit. We were playing the acoustic version. We were playing the acoustic version. Yeah, it's the same version. It's just they added bass and drums, something like that.
And Simon and Garfunkel, they were in London, and they didn't even know that the track had been overdubbed. And they came back and they realizing they got a #1 hit. They had really nothing to do with it.
But it had been released. In fact, if you go and get Wednesday 3 a.m. the album,
I have it.
Yeah, but it wasn't released as
the
a
version
single,
on the album is the version that's acoustic.
Right, but that was never released as a single. That's the only way we could hear it from the album.
But they actually released it as a single that way.
Yeah,
too.
well, they released the electric version as a single, or at least Columbia did.
No, they later released it. They had originally released it acoustic because I remember having that record
as a single.
Yeah, and then
I still have it.
Huh?
I have the vinyl.
You still have which one? Wednesday 3 a.m.
I have every Simon and Garfunkel album.
Really?
Yeah, they're great.
You're the one, huh?
Them,
yeah.
Oh, I like them too. Yeah.
The friend who when we had the CD mastered, I took it to someone in the city, and he has his own home studio, and famous people come to his studio to do whatever they do. And one night he had Simon and Garfunkel. This is maybe 10, 12 years ago. And they needed to know if the song was Sound of Silence or Sounds of Silence. They didn't remember if it was
singular. I think it's Sound of Silence, isn't it?
Yeah, but they didn't remember.
Sound of Silence.
They didn't remember?
They didn't remember.
Yeah.
Well, then when they were singing it, what do they sing? Sounds of Silence?
Yeah,
Well, they hadn't sung it in decades at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Sounds of silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Don, where do we find these songs on YouTube? Are they still there?
Yeah, they're on my YouTube channel. Just which is my name, Don Giller.
Giller, yeah.
I know. I'm looking.
You'll have to get through all the Letterman stuff, but
I see. It's below the Letterman stuff. Okay.
Well, actually there's a playlist on.
Okay.
Channel.
Okay. All right. I'll go there. Yeah. Music.
So,
Oh, okay. Music by Tad Lathrop and Don Giller.
Yeah, there it is. Right.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna listen.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go.
If you
listen.
ever have insomnia, that's that.
Time to have a Christmas drink.
I love it.
What'd you say?
Time to have, Jeff's drinking. I should drink too.
I got my tea. He's drinking. I thought you're not supposed to be drinking.
I'll join you. Here we go.
I didn't hear anybody say hi, Bob.
Yeah. And how you doing, Santa?
Good.
I'm fine.
Almost done.
Almost done. Well, I can't finish this bottle on my own, Santa.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have any booze, so
We need Scott here.
Oh, God forbid.
Yeah, right.
What? Tell Santa, Tony, what you want for Christmas.
Everybody to have a happy, healthy day and New Year.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
And me hit the lotto. I'm joking.
What?
A nice quiet. How about Trump loses? Really? How about Trump dies in his sleep? Really? That would be nice.
Where did that come from?
I can't stand
We were
him.
having Christmas cheer
I know.
here. Right,
I blame
Santa?
Alan for the Trump joke. Oh God, I can't take this guy anymore. I know. I don't know what happened. It just
Did I
came out.
just tell you we're trying to do this nice? We're trying to have a nice.
You're right, and I ruined the whole thing.
Mellow, you know.
I know.
Christmas here.
Well, with any luck, you'll have snow.
Well, that would be nice.
No, I don't think we're going to have snow here.
No,
I know. I would love a
a
white
real
Christmas.
bad storm there.
It's been cold and what?
Didn't you ever? I thought the weather report reported a bad storm.
It has been cold, Alex. You're right. It was
Echo?
cold.
What's the weather forecast for Christmas?
Here's the forecast for Monday, December 25th. Look for lots of clouds with a high of 51 degrees.
51
degrees.
Wow. And the low of 40 degrees. Hardly looks to me like snow, although Wednesday it looks like there might be some snow. I don't know. But anyway.
I like the dust.
Yeah.
Santa got it wrong again.
What?
Nothing.
What got it wrong again?
Let's have a drink. To
What, are you guys all going to get drunk and then go over and bother Amy?
Yep.
Why not? Maybe the jokes will get better.
Is this the show you planned for tonight, Josh?
I figured it would be light. It's the last day before the holiday and whatnot.
Yeah. No, we're taking
Well,
off.
I wish everybody has a good Christmas.
Well, we're taking off next week.
Merry Christmas.
And who knows if we'll ever return, but we'll try to. And on
Like,
Monday, we will do a show on Monday, the Monday show, in spite of the fact that it's Christmas. And then the following week on a New Year, which is a Monday, we won't do the 4 o'clock show, but we'll do it at 11 o'clock at night. Okay?
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve, yeah. At least New Year's Eve.
11 o'clock at night, your time is a different time than, okay.
Yeah, well, yes, but, you know.
Because we're going to ring in the New Year
All
at
right.
midnight.
I'm on mute.
8
New
o'clock.
Year's Eve is on Sunday, so you're doing it Sunday night,
excuse
not
me.
Monday
Oh,
night.
excuse me, Sunday night. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Sunday night. I forgot.
Whoa,
yes,
that was
Sunday
Better
night.
give us the code or something if we're doing the show
Reading
by
the
ourselves.
wrong calendar. Yeah, Don Giller calendar.
Yeah, don't look at 1900.
Okay, so we're not going to do the
What
one on
night
Monday,
is it?
New Year's Day.
Eve
We're gonna
on
do New
Mars.
Year's
What
Eve.
night is it? New Year's Eve on Mars.
Yeah. We'll have to go to our friend Charlie for that.
Yeah.
That answer. Hey, thanks,
I'll
Josh.
fly by there
Appreciate
tomorrow
it.
night. I'll
Appreciate
fly
you
by
being
there.
here all year. Same thing to Charlie, and same thing to
Brought to you
Brian.
by 5150 Tequila.
Thank you to Jeff Stein. Thank you to Alan for being with us. Walmart Santa, thank you for being with us. Tony, better known as Ray. Thanks for being with us. Don, great having you call. Gee, it's wonderful.
Hey, thanks. I can't find anything on the acoustic single.
Oh, okay.
Bummer.
Well, I believe you, but I can't find anything.
Yeah. Anyway, and of course, the lovely and attractive Santa, sometimes
Everyone
known.
have a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And he's loaded.
Oh.
Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel, and that's our show for this year. We'll see you again next year, I guess, maybe, if you're lucky, if I feel like it. In the meantime, stay tuned for Amy Emanuel with her last show of the year. Gee, she's only had a couple of weeks of shows so far. And then she'll be taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll see you again when? Well, I guess we'll see you on Monday for the pop-up show. And we'll see you sporadically through that week. That's it. See you. Have a nice holiday, everybody, and take care of yourself and don't get too drunk, okay? Goodbye. And if you see her, tell her I love her. I almost forgot to say it. She'd kill me if I didn't. Wow.